Okay, so we're here to talk about downsizing. I think the first thing to think about is what are the benefits of downsizing, right? So many people come to us and they talk about, like, well, I may be ready for a change, but I'm not sure. Look, this is a big decision, and benefits now need to outweigh the downside. So let's talk about the benefits.
Yeah, because honestly, this is a really fearful time in people's lives. And what we love to do with our clients is acknowledge that there's fear and then shift them into a more optimistic frame of mind. Because when you're operating from an optimistic frame of mind, you have just a better sense of what you want. You can make better decisions, you feel better, and all good things happen from there. So, in general, that's you start with your frame of mind, okay? What mindset is really critical here, and it's sort of glass is half empty or glass is half full. Let me give you an example of both. When your glass is half empty in a downsizing setting, you're like, oh my gosh, I have to leave my home. I won't see my neighbors on a regular basis. There's so many memories tied to this place. What am I going to do with that collection of Hummel? And my children don't want all my china. And and there's all this fear, right? But you can have the same situation in the same environment and flip the script and look for the positives, right? Hey, I get to start in probably a fresh new place with a fresh new coat of paint. I get to meet new people. Yeah, it might be hard. I'm an introvert, but I've done it before and it's turned out really well. I've visited this place before and I know that the people that live there are good and like-minded. I think it's going to be okay. You know what? I don't actually need 5 sets of china anymore. I have one favorite and I think I can bring that. I have room for that. My adult children don't want any of my things, but you know what? That's okay because there's an estate sale company in my area that will take good care of my things. I know that someone will want them because there's a lot of people in this world that love beautiful things. So I'm going to be okay with that. So these are ways that you're slowly reframing your way of thinking and you approach downsizing with a positive attitude. That's how we start with our clients. How do we get them there?
So let's talk about the benefits of downsizing because there are many benefits, enough benefits to outweigh any sort of inconvenience, hardship, concern, or fear. So the benefits of downsizing. Number one, chances are that you've lived in your house for many years, sometimes decades. The longest that some of our clients have lived in their home is 66 years. There's so much maintenance and so much care that we need to put into older homes to maintain them, that wouldn't it be nice to live in a place that's newer than your current home and also has a maintenance team that are at your beck and call.
I would like that.
Yeah. Yes. So sometimes just moving into a fresh new environment takes a certain level of that constant to-do list off of your mind. So that's number one.
That's true. It takes your worries from here down to here, right? Your level of responsibility naturally shrinks.
In that regard, right? Yeah. The one that I personally am most excited about is dining services. Ooh. And eventually in my life, not having to cook 2 or 3 meals a day. So many of these beautiful communities that we move our clients into have wonderful dining rooms with an extensive menu that their residents can order off of. And it would be wonderful just to keep some coffee and creamer in my apartment and not have to worry about putting together lunch and dinner every day.
I love that. Again, responsibilities are getting narrower. That sounds really good to me.
Yeah. I think the other thing too is that as we go through life, I know I have a tendency to accumulate a lot of things. And so the more things I have, the more things I have to take care of. And if I'm finding myself feeling a little mentally cluttered, oftentimes it's because I am physically cluttered. So to be able to live with fewer things to take care of, really focusing on the elements of my life or our lives that are important is a wonderful benefit of downsizing. Literally living lighter, I think, can help our mental load and us feel a little bit lighter in terms of the number of things that we're keeping track of.
It's absolutely true. The environment you create really shapes how you feel. And that's true if you're living in a cluttered home or if you've simplified to something else. And that's really what downsizing is it's simplifying your space. It's simplifying what you need. and then it's simplifying your overall environment.
We work with a lot of clients who will say, well, I live in a 5,000 square foot house. How in the world am I going to live in a 1,200 square foot apartment? And if we think about, for example, a 5,000 square foot house, it probably has 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, maybe a formal living room and a casual living room, definitely a formal dining room. And the reality of how we all live in today's society, if you really think about living in a living room or a sitting room, a breakfast room, a kitchen, a primary bedroom and bath, that totals maybe to 1,200 square feet.
Yeah, you don't probably live in your whole house.
Yeah, it's everything that we need and nothing that we don't need. And so if you think about the square footage math, so to speak, pay a little bit of attention to the space that you're truly using in your current home. And you might realize that, sure, you pay taxes on a 5,000 square foot house. You pay electrical and utilities on a 5,000 square foot house, but
you clean a 5,000 square foot house.
5,000 square foot house. But really, the square footage that you live in every single day is probably much less than that.
Absolutely.
So in so many ways, we've already downsized our daily living without really being conscious of it.